I never thought I'd be that guy, the one sharing his story on the internet about how his marriage fell apart. But here I am, and maybe my experience will help someone else see the signs I ignored for too long. My wife Emma and I had been married for 6 years. We met in college, and for the first few years everything felt perfect. We had our routine, our inside jokes, our Friday date nights. Then, about 8 months ago, things shifted. It started subtly. Emma began working late more often. She'd joined a new project team at work, she said, and her manager was demanding. I believed her. Why wouldn't I? But then the intimacy started declining. First it was once a week, then once every 2 weeks, then nothing. Whenever I tried to initiate, she'd pull away. I'm tired, she'd say. Not tonight, I have a headache. The excuses piled up like unpaid bills. I felt rejected, confused, and honestly a bit desperate. Was I not attractive anymore? Had I done something wrong? One night after another rejection, she said something that made my blood run cold. Actually, I think we should both get tested. You know, just to be safe. It's been a while since we did that. Wait, what? We'd been monogamous for 6 years? Neither of us had ever suggested this before. The comment hung in the air between us like smoke. Why suddenly now? I asked. She shrugged, avoiding eye contact. I just think it's responsible. People should get tested regularly. Something in my gut twisted. Call it intuition, call it paranoia, but I couldn't shake the feeling that something was terribly wrong. That night, I lay awake while she slept soundly beside me, her phone face down on the nightstand as always now. The next day, I made an appointment for a full STD panel. If she wanted us both tested, fine, I'd go first. A week later, I sat in the doctor's office as she delivered news I never expected. I had chlamydia. My mind went blank. That's impossible, I stammered. I've only been with my wife for 6 years. The doctor's sympathetic expression told me she'd had this conversation before. I'm sorry, she said gently. But this infection didn't come from nowhere. I drove home in a daze. Emma wasn't there another late night at work, apparently. I sat in our living room, staring at the test results, my hands shaking. There were only 2 possibilities. Either I had somehow contracted this and given it to her without knowing, or she had given it to me. But I hadn't been with anyone else, which meant when Emma came home at 10 p.m., I was still sitting there. She froze when she saw my face. We need to talk, I said, holding up the paper. The color drained from her face. For a moment, neither of us spoke. Then she did something I didn't expect. She started crying. Not gentle tears, but gut-wrenching sobs. I'm so sorry, she whispered. I'm so sorry. The truth came out in fragments between her tears. His name was David. He worked on her new project team. It had started 4 months ago, just coffees at first, then lunches, then something more. She said it meant nothing, that she never wanted to hurt me, that she'd been planning to end it. Is that why you suggested we get tested? I asked, my voice hollow. Because you knew? She nodded, unable to meet my eyes. She'd started feeling symptoms, got herself tested, and found out she had chlamydia. Instead of coming clean, she tried to manipulate me into getting tested too. It's probably hoping I'd somehow test positive, and she could claim we'd both gotten it from some other source, that I'd given it to her. The calculated deception hurt almost as much as the betrayal itself. I asked her to leave that night. She's staying with her sister now. I've started the treatment for the infection, and I've contacted a divorce attorney. Some people have asked if I'll consider reconciliation, but I can't get past the manipulation. It wasn't just the cheating. It was the elaborate planning, the lies, the attempt to make me question my own reality. The STD test didn't just explain the lack of intimacy. It explained everything. The distance, the late nights, the phone always face down, the sudden suggestion to get tested. She wasn't pulling away because she'd fallen out of love with me. She was pulling away because she was with someone else. Sometimes the truth comes in the most unexpected ways. For me, it came on a piece of paper from a medical lab. And now I'm rebuilding my life, one day at a time.